Also for Giuliano. His pass doesn't get to its intended target. Again, he's heavily involved.
Now, they can be a very competitive team without Lionel Messi. But with Messi playing at his best, even at this point in his career, he can still give you that moment, the special sauce, special moment of magic that can open something up for you in the latter stages of the competition. What you need to have from Argentina is that nucleus of players, that core group of players that works around Lionel Messi is willing and able to put that same amount of work rate that they did in Qatar. If they're able to do that, Argentina will have every opportunity to win this competition.
Does he play every minute of every game?
Well, if I'm an Argentina fan, I would suggest, I hope not. I hope that there are moments within a tournament that is a longer tournament because of the number of teams that are playing in this competition, that there is a chance for Lionel Messi to be able to take a few minutes off here and there. But that's going to be his decision and not so much Lionel Scaloni's decision. And I think at this point in his career, Lionel Messi does a very good job of understanding his body. And you'll see Lionel Messi for long periods of time walking around the field. A lot of the fans would kind of say, well, he's not running, he's not sprinting. And perhaps what fans are unable to understand is that he's just finding his moment. He's letting the game come to him because he's not in a point in his career where he has to go and chase it. Rodrigo de Paul will have to go and chase it. Ezequiel Palacio will have to go and chase it. Enzo Fernandez will have to go and chase it. So Lionel Messi, he allows the game to come to him so that when it's his responsibility to give that moment of magic, he is ready, able, fresh, legs are ready to go and explosive enough to be able to do it.
Honduras down to 10 men for now. Kervin Arriaga having received treatment for a back problem. Been told he's going to stay off for 60 seconds by the referee. Plus Argentina's group, Algeria, Austria and Jordan, they shouldn't need Messi to play 90 minutes in all three of those games.
So not, then again, they, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, they did lose to Saudi Arabia to begin the World Cup in Qatar. So, on paper, it's a very accessible group for Argentina. It should be a comfortable group for Argentina, which then should make it a comfortable minutes for Lionel Messi.
Giuliano. And the diving header from Lautaro is well clutched by Mendjivar.
That's good build-up down the left-hand side. Good driving of the ball by Palacios. Brings his defender towards him. Good ball into the box, and Lautaro Martinez attacks it well. Hits it straight into the ground, and Mendjivar comes up with a save.
Well, one back. Rosales. Rivas. Good pressure by Hiai. Interesting point you made about Argentina losing to Saudi Arabia. Then they went on to win the World Cup. In 3 of the last 4 World Cups, the defending champions haven't even got out the group. France, the exception, they made the final in Qatar. But prior to that, Italy, defending champions from 2006, didn't get out the group in 2010. Spain, defending champions from 2010, didn't get out of the group in 2014. And Germany, defending champions from 2014, didn't get out of the group in 2018. Strange things can happen.
They can. However,
yeah, not that group.
I am comfortable in suggesting that Argentina will get out of their group in this upcoming World Cup.
Yes. This is Thiago Almada. He does thread the needle. Nice turn by Lo Celso. Hiai. Good block, but Lautaro at the second attempt. It'll be a corner. It could have been a lot worse for Honduras.
Again, good build-up. Lo Celso does well in getting himself turned away from pressure, understanding where the space is and where the run is coming from. Agustin Hiai And from there, it's a good cross. It's good contact initially from Lautaro Martinez, one block from Honduras. And then I'm thinking Lautaro Martinez looking at the uniform of Honduras and saying, yeah, that looks like our uniform.
There you go, Lionel, tap in. Oh. First corner.
You asked at the beginning of the game about the importance of this match for a few of these players. Yeah. And if you go back to the 2022 World Cup, say a guy like Enzo Fernandez, he wasn't starting to begin with. They lose that initial game to Saudi Arabia, and some changes needed to happen for Lionel Scaloni, and he was one of those changes. And you think back to the sort of World Cup that he had. I wonder who the equivalent of that player is in this team currently that we're watching for Argentina. Who's that guy that is going to come in and make such a difference like Enzo Fernandez did or McAllister did in that World Cup for Argentina?
Battling away to try and win possession. Down goes Lo Celso. Down goes Simeone. Play on, says the referee. And Lisandro wins it back. Palacios. Moving it quicker. Moving it well. Barco. Yai. Be another corner. I spoke to you about Lionel Messi. How long will he play? Hopefully we get the chance to see the young man Nico Paz. What a season he's had. Serie A with Como. Will be playing in the Champions League next season under Cesc Fabregas. Quickly taken and overhit for Nicolas Otamendi.
Yeah, the problem that Nico Paz has is
everybody in front of him.
Lionel Messi.
Yes.
What a season he had. You mentioned for Como and the confidence with which he played, the creativity, productive, scoring goals, scoring big goals for Como, and just overall a source of creativity for that team in the attacking half. I'm just not sure as to how many minutes, how many productive minutes he will have during the World Cup if Messi is indeed playing the majority of those minutes.
Good battling from Rigoberto Rivas, but he's not getting what he wanted, and that's a throw-in. Quarter of an hour gone, it's goalless as expected. Most of the ball with Argentina, but no way through just yet beyond Angivar. Sacasa. Melendez.
I know we've spoken quite a bit about Argentina, and you mentioned it briefly at the Open about Honduras and how their qualification process fell apart towards the end. And you called it interesting. That's because you're a nice guy. The other way to describe it is
a disaster.
A disaster, a total collapse from Honduras late in the qualification process. And it wasn't just that they finished second in their group, is that they didn't even qualify to the playoff.
Yeah.
Suriname, let me repeat that. Suriname, they qualified to the playoff instead of Honduras because of goals scored. So the collapse was dramatic. And to make it even worse, when they were tying the game 0-0 against Costa Rica in the last day of qualification, they played for the draw thinking that that was going to be enough.
Yeah.
They were wasting time late when they needed to score a goal in order to make sure that they qualified. They thought that they had secured the playoff. They certainly did not. So it was not only a collapse, but an embarrassing collapse at that.
And one diagonal, and here's the opportunity for Rivas. Well defended. Rosales. Opportunity here, and not too far away. Best chance of the game so far for Honduras, and the strike was from Edwin Rodriguez.
It doesn't take a whole lot from Honduras. It's a diagonal ball that cannot turn Argentina around. They are able to win the rebound eventually. Edwin Rodriguez just jumps on it, puts his laces through the ball, just can't quite keep it down. Courtesy dive from Juan Musso. 0-0.
Am I allowed to say who Suriname faced in the Intercontinental semi-final, or is it still too soon?
No, you can say it. I don't know how I'm going to react to it, but you can say it.
Bolivia.
How did Bolivia do today against Scotland?
They were thumped 4-0.
Yeah, good to know.
That's all our goals used up. I remember sitting in a booth with you. Can't remember what game it was, and we were talking about Venezuela being at the World Cup. Hopefully, because you started so well. And then Bolivia's victory over Brazil in the final game, very painful.
Combined with Venezuela's loss against Colombia.
Yes. Wide by Valentin Barco.
Yeah, no, I haven't turned the page. It's a good thing that I haven't let it go yet.
And here's an opportunity on the counter for Honduras. Luis Palma. That looked a good tackle by Barco. Referee agrees, saying the ball was won. They've still got bodies forward, Honduras, so that could be problematic. Not a good ball in for Lautaro. And away comes Moncada.
And I agree with Lautaro Martinez. As Thiago Almada is driving with this ball forward and Simeone has made the run out wide, just play it out wide. And then that allows Lautaro Martinez to set up his run inside the 18-yard box, away from the defender, expecting the cross coming from Giuliano Simeone. Thiago Almada decided to go with a ball squeeze between two defenders. And this is a good tackle from Valentin Barco, gets there in time, wins the ball back.
Minutes gone, goalless. This is Rivas. Started to come into this game a little bit more. Honduras, it would have been a foul. Referee playing the advantage. Now, Moncada with trickery and pace, but no end product there for Benguche.
It's not the worst ball from Moncada. He puts it in between the defenders. It is then the responsibility of Benguche to try to split the defenders and get there ahead of Otamendi. He does not. It's going to be very difficult from Moncada from that sort of angle to get the ball around Otamendi and into the back post. Benguche could help him a little bit more.
Excellent close control to begin with by Lautaro. He feels he was fouled. He wasn't. Honduras come away with it and then give it away. Scaloni, the coach, clearly was asked about Messi at the press conference, said he'll get some minutes, whether it's this game or whether it's the game against Iceland in Auburn, Alabama on Tuesday. Supporters that have paid a lot of money for tickets for this one are hoping it's the former rather than the latter. And for those that have spent a lot of money to go to the game in Auburn on Tuesday, they'll be hoping it's both. Here's Lo Celso.
Tell you what, Argentina are doing the college tour.
Yeah, they are, right?
Texas A&M, Auburn. Not bad.
National teams in college towns. Great to see Chattanooga as well getting into the World Cup spirit.
No.
You know what it is. And this cooling break is brought to you by Gatorade. It's hot, Ali. It's 83 degrees.
These cooling breaks are going to kill my spirit during the World Cup. I'm telling you right now.
What was quite funny last week, Scotland played Curaçao at Hampden. It was freezing. They had a cooling break Because that's what all these Road to 26 World Cup friendlies have to have.
And they will have it at the World Cup, and everybody's sort of trying to get used to it and what have you.
Oh, man. As a coach, instead of 2 halves, it's basically 4 quarters now. Does that change in any way your setup?
I mean, I suppose this is the equivalent in basketball of a 20-second timeout, if you will.
Maybe.
And in that regard. It depends how the game is going. If you're flying and you have rhythm and you have momentum, you don't want to stop, regardless of how hot it is. If you're struggling and you're under pressure, yeah, you'll stop. You'll stop for as long as they let you stop. I don't know how much a manager can influence decisions on the field while the game is going on, so I suppose the cooling break allows you to have conversations more detail with the players and kind of deliver a fresh message that perhaps is different than the message that you deliver in the locker room.
Yeah, it's a little easier when you've got a predetermined opportunity to deliver a message to everybody you want to, rather than, oh, pass this note or speak to the guy on the far side, tell him I need that to happen. Plenty Hondurans, but even more Argentinians in attendance at Kyle Field in College Station. Not quite as many here as came to see the King of Country, George Strait, in the summer of 2024. 110,000 tickets.
Oh, man. You mean all my exes live in Texas? Oh, man.
Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo will set the record of playing in 6 World Cups, which is quite incredible. I was doing a piece for ESPN.com with Craig Gordon, one of the 3 Scotland goalkeepers, who's the oldest player in the squad. And we were talking about Ronaldo, and we worked it out. Portugal have to get to the final in 2030 for him to become the oldest player ever in the World Cup by 6 days. He'll be 45 at the time. Nice little flick from Lo Celso. Hiai. Well dealt with by Rosales.
A little bit of patience there from Agustin Hiai would have allowed him to see that while Valentin Barco had made that run in behind, that had taken a defender with Barco and had opened a pass into Lautaro Martinez, who had the inside position on the center back. You play that ball, hold up play for Lautaro Martinez, you follow your pass, and now you're cooking if you're Argentina.
It's a foul. Remember a few months ago when there were questions because Lionel Messi refused to confirm that he would definitely be playing at this World Cup? Good to see him in the squad. There was never any doubt, though, was there?
Well, no, but I would argue that after they won the World Cup in 2022, if there was a time to walk away from the national team, it would have been then. But once he started playing qualifiers and you're going to go through the struggles of qualifying and the long road that it is qualifying in South America and CONMEBOL, then the reason that he was going to put himself through that was because he was going to play in the World Cup. Otherwise, you say, muchachos, take care, buenas noches, I'll see you guys later.
Lo Celso. 2 players making the same run there, Almada and Barco, but no harm done. This is Lisandro Martinez, Ezequiel Palacios. Kind of playing without that striker when Lautaro goes wide. Giuliano would come in field. The cross-in's comfortable for Menjivar.
I'm going to tell you, I'm not loving this Giuliano Simeone in the left-hand side.
No. Just looks wrong.
And I think for him, he's a guy that depends a lot on activity. And that activity comes natural to him down the right-hand side when he can just run back and forth. And it's in that activity that he creates chaos defensively for other teams.
The likelihood is it'll be Nahuel Molina of Atletico Madrid that will start at right back. Got more action for you tomorrow. The road to 26, presented by Turkish Airlines. Morocco-Norway, 2:55 on ESPN Unlimited. I'll be joined by Rodrigo Faiez for that one. Norway had probably the best team photo prior to the World Cup. Dressed up Vikings with the longboat. I think they'll do all right at this World Cup. Morocco in with Brazil and Haiti and Scotland. It's our second game. Brazil start against Morocco. It's a good one to begin with. The new world rankings are going to have Brazil in 6th and Morocco in 7th. The new world rankings are going to have Argentina at number 1. Ahead of Spain and France. A lot of the ball, but looking for a little bit of inspiration. Lo Celso.
Somebody's got to shoot the ball, Mark. Yeah. The moment this ball is laid off to Lo Celso, just hit it with your right foot. I know you're a heavily left-footed player. If you're Lo Celso, just hit it. Take a chance. Take an additional touch that allows Honduras to get numbers around the ball. They get crowded out. Opportunity gone, then you're gone.
Well, they got the shot off early doors from distance. Giuliano in the 7th minute. 25 yards, but that time just overplaying. Here's Rosales. Well, it should be a booking, and it is. Sometimes referees and friendlies on might just say, there's no real opportunity to let that one slip.
Valentin Barco just gets the wrong angle. Once he gets on the wrong side, Joseph Rosales takes a touch around him. There is no other recourse other than foul.
He's looked lively. You just need to give him more of the ball, Nick Moncada. Football in Colombia. It's one to watch. Just 18 years old. Might need a little bit of treatment.
I think he got the Lisandro Martinez treatment, who went with a swing and a miss on the ball, but he might have gotten quite a bit of Moncada.
Barco's left. Honduras fans in the crowd whistling the hope that the player can get treatment.
Yeah, he got a whole lot of him, Lisandro Martinez. In real time, I felt like the swing and a miss by Lisandro Martinez was a swing and a miss on the ball and a whole lot of Moncada, and there it is.
You were spot on. When he's ended up off the field, he's then hobbled back onto the field and gone down. He's clearly hurt. Honduras are asking. Free kick. And when there's no play, the attention turns to the man who's currently sat down, Lionel Messi. The chants emanate from the stands.
Tell you what, under different circumstances, I may be sitting here telling you that Lisandro Martinez could have been in danger here, right? Even if it's a friendly, it may be dealt differently. Give him the full. Martinez a favor in that he didn't go down initially. He just kind of popped up and then went down. Let me just say that if he had sold that differently, maybe the referee makes a different decision.
Jersey tonight. It's probably going to be Enzo Fernandez wearing it during the tournament. Barco will wear 24, which is what Enzo's got on tonight. Right by Almada. Right for Lo Celso. That close. Sure what Melendez was up to there, trying to play out in trouble. And the penalty's been awarded for the foul, which was committed inside the box. Well, Celso coming so close to the opener, but Argentina now have an opportunity from about 10 yards closer because of a clumsy bit of play from Christopher Melendez.
There's a reason as to why Lo Celso wants to take the shot with his left foot, which he did so very well off the crossbar and out. I mean, he was scrambling, he was never going to get there, and then Tagliafico, after the missed clearance from Melendez, Tagliafico is able to regain possession of the ball, and as Melendez tries to make a challenge, kind of dangles his leg out there, does make some contact, steps from Tagliafico. It is a foul, it is a penalty, some would say it's a penaltito. Maybe the referee is going to take a look at it.
I wonder if there's a handball in here as well, and I think that might be what Melendez was complaining about.
Let's see what we have here.
VAR's helping out with the location of the foul.
It's indeed a foul. It was inside the 18-yard box from Melendez. And you called it correctly. It was clumsy challenge, a necessary challenge from Christopher Melendez. And it comes from his own turnover, his own failure to clear the danger.
Penalty. 36 goals and 75 caps. Slightly off-putting when you see the back of the net kind of only goes halfway along where the actual stanchion is, but anyway, it's by the box. It's Lautaro Martinez against Edric Benhivar. And it's 1-0 Argentina. 37th international goal for Lautaro. Applause from Messi and co, and the deadlock is broken in College Station.
I had mentioned of the players that could really take advantage of a game like this one, it would be Lautaro Martinez. Takes it so well. While Benhivar guesses the right way, there's a whole lot of power behind it. Maybe gets the slightest touch on it, maybe not. Goes into the back of the net. Well taken. As for Christopher Melendez, failure to clear the danger to begin with, and then clumsy challenge that catches the top of the foot of Tagliafico. It is a penalty, well taken by Lautaro Martinez, 1-0.
He does, with hindsight, have the opportunity just to get rid. He clearly thinks he has the ability to take a touch and get beyond his man, which he didn't. Foul. Lo Celso, the penalty awarded. Deadlock broken. Lautaro, his 37th international. Juliano, who's back on the right-hand side now. Barco. Palacios.
Maybe the coaching staff was listening to us, and then they passed on the information to Lionel Escaloni. Simeone on the left-hand side just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They may have tried it, didn't work. Let's get him back to the right-hand side.
Yeah, this is a place to try it, either this game or against Iceland. Try something a little bit different, but I doubt we'll be seeing him on the left during the World Cup. There's a conversation between Barco and Guy. Right back getting forward, and Barco's like, I got you. Sat a little bit deeper.
This is when the understanding with Simeone has to be very clear. PI is taking the wide area, that Simeone has got to come inside. If Simeone goes wide, then PI can work the inside channel. But that only comes with playing together. And let me just tell you, it can't happen if Simeone is on the left-hand side.
The hardest workers in La Liga. A number of occasions last season with Atleti, he would come back and help either Marcos Llorente or Molina. So why you do all these drills, Honduras, in training? Because you've got the ball, because you're defending against a team with a lot of possession. If he continued, he actually stopped a little bit. If he continued the run that Lo Celso thought he was going to make, Lautaro, then it might be different.
I think, and I'm going to go into Lautaro Martinez's head at this point. Once Lo Celso took the touch that he took, it felt like the touch was further back than what Lautaro Martinez wanted. Therefore, I believe Lautaro Martinez thought the angle was gone and there was no space for him to attack at that point. Hence why he stayed in between the two center backs, looking for a different angle for to support Lo Celso and make the pass for Lo Celso easier.
There's been no further video evidence of Lionel Messi on the big screen, so the noise you can hear in the background is the wave which is being attempted around Kyle Field. Good from Juliano. Good through ball for Lautaro, and good goalkeeping from Menjivar.
bien por abajo?
Excelente.
¿La preparación cómo va? Bien.
Entrenando todos los días, poco a poco.
Muy bien.
Es un toro, ¿eh?
No, es una bestia.
El verdadero toro.
Sí. Yo creo que Lautaro le pide consejos a él. Va dominando Otamendi. Cortito, con Thiago. David Almada. Palacios. Lautaro Martínez. Hacia atrás la pelota. Con Palacio. La mueve hacia la izquierda para...
Biggest college stadiums in the United States. Capacity of 102,733. Palacios. Barco. It's perfect. Tagliafico. It's the corner. One of them. Second of the game. The Albi Celeste. Argentina in Group J at the World Cup, so they'll be one of the last teams to play their first game. Early call from Rigoberto Rivas. Almada. Good ball. Nice little flick by Giuliano, but Mengíbar was in the right place at the right time. Good move, though. Piece of skill by Rosales. 4 added minutes. Corner kick brought to you by Enterprise.
I wonder if Simeone is aware of Lisandro Martinez behind him, because if he just lets this ball go, Lisandro Martinez has a tap in. As an attacking player, thinking you're the only one who can score, tries to go with the backfield, doesn't make the contact that he wants, still 1-0.
You're in that position, you hear that shout, you're doing exactly what was just done by Julian.
I don't know what shout you're talking about.
It's not a free kick, it's told to get up again.
It didn't quite work out in that sequence. That sort of run from Gennaro Simeone, it creates chaos. It creates tension for defenders because he is so vertical, he'll get after defenders. Again, didn't quite work out in that particular sequence, but it does, I think, on balance, what a team is trying to do defensively.
Rigoberto Rivas just lacking the quality with the delivery in. We're heading towards 90 seconds into the 4 added minutes. 26 with Turkish Airlines replay, nothing doing with that. How would you assess what you've seen from Argentina in this first half?
Just about what I expected. A lot of possession in the attacking half. They've created a couple of chances, scored a goal. Probably haven't been as goal dangerous as they would want it to be. But all in all, I think it has been a useful exercise so far.
Sloppy from Arriaga, picked up by Almada. The cross doesn't reach its intended destination, but it does allow Argentina to get their third corner and themselves to do. Surprise. And Lisandro Martinez, who wanted the ball left by Giuliano a couple of minutes ago, does this.
That took Lisandro Martinez by surprise. It makes no sense to try this in this sort of circumstance, as he is facing completely away from goal, but the ball had dipped. He was scrambling a bit. Good effort. it makes for something to talk about, but really it was not goal dangerous.
It was audacious.
Yeah, creative, athletic, productive, not so much.
You just scored an overhead kick from inside
Yes.
the 6-yard box.
Yes, and outside the 6-yard box as well.
You doing outside the 6-yard box. Rivas. Great work by Barco. He's had a good first half.
Yes.
The first couple of minutes when he saw the ball 3 or 4 times, just energetic. He's always been like that. They played him at left back. They played him at left midfield. He's playing that central left role in midfield tonight. His energy. Didn't stand. That'll do us for a first half that sees Argentina with the lead given to them from the penalty spot by Lautaro Martinez in the 37th minute. Lo Celso's effort from outside the box hit the bar. Melendez with the foul trying to clear it. Penalty kick was awarded, and after a 2.5-minute delay, that man got his 37th goal for his country. And the former Spain goalkeeper Jose Molina, now in charge of Honduras, sees his team trailing at half-time by 1 goal to nil. Argentina against Honduras. Kyle Field in College Station, Texas. The 11th minute. Giuliano set up Lautaro. It's a comfortable save, but that was when Giuliano was playing on the left.
That's good build down the left-hand side. Starts with Ezequiel Palacios driving with the ball. Eventually gets the ball to Simeone. Good header from Lautaro Martinez. Comfortable save from Mejia.
Wasn't the worst effort in the world by Edwin Rodriguez. It was just a little reminder to Argentina.
Comes up a broken play. Rebound falls to Edwin Rodriguez. Ball is always rising. Juan Musso made it more interesting with the dive. Didn't really need to do that. Still 0-0.
Okay, here is the strike that hits the bar, and then the foul on Taliafico by Melendez. He's got the chance to clear it, and he makes it.
It's a combo package mistake. One, he doesn't clear it, and two, he stepped on the top of the foot of Tagliafico. It's a good effort from Lo Celso. Mejia was struggling to get there. It is indeed a penalty, and Lautaro Martinez takes on the responsibility. Hits it well. Full straight from Mejia. Can't quite get there. 1-0.
37th goal for Argentina in 76 appearances. Argentina-Iceland. Galby Celeste's College Town Tour continues from Auburn on Tuesday.
Welcome into our ESPN FC studios, Kate.
Les importa. Por eso tenemos que estar todos.
England, Argentina. England, I'm teaching a little bit after seeing Tuchel's squad. Argentina, I have concerns about, but I can say that about everybody else. I think Portugal will provide an incredible threat, as will Norway.
Norway above Brazil.
Norway above Brazil. Brazil weren't great in World Cup qualifying. They came better later on once Ancelotti was involved.
You've literally just chopped Colombia in there.
No, Colombia finished third in CONMEBOL, but Copa America finalists, so I think they deservedly win.
Battling away to try and win possession. Down goes Lo Celso. Down goes Simeone. Play on, says the referee. And Lisandro wins it back. Palacios. Moving it quicker. Moving it well. Barco. Yai. by 1-0, but that certainly has dampened the spirits of those Honduras supporters. Everybody's in light blue and white tonight, especially the Honduras players. Argentina, their change kit. College Station in Texas. Kyle Field, superintendents. And everyone's wondering about Lionel Messi. He's on the bench. Will he stay there? Will he get some minutes? There are a number of Argentina youngsters who aren't in the 26-man squad but are on the bench tonight. Nicolas Capaldo, Ignacio Ovando, Simon Escobar, Tomas Aranda, Joaquin Frias. There he is. Have you seen this? No. Would you want his lifestyle? Yeah. But everything that goes with it. You can't just take bits of it. It's all or nothing.
Yeah.
Could I?
Then again, I am very comfortable staying in my house.
Yeah, lovely.
And let me tell you, if I had the budget that Lionel Messi has, I would really make a nice house with everything that I need and want.
But that's me. Other people may have the need to go and interact with the world.
I don't feel that need just even now in my
Regular life. So
I could make it work. Others may be difficult. For me, it would be no problem. And for those that say, well, he doesn't have a social life, this and that and the other, and he can't go out. I don't care. I bring the world to my house.
You've got enough pals to bring round?
Yeah.
I think you can afford a security system.
Yeah.
A couple of ring cameras.
Yeah, it'd be all right. I could make it work.
I mean, you do get a taste of Messi's life when you come into to do an ESPN FC show. Everyone in the corridors throwing things at you. Can you sign this, Ali?
well, yes.
But you know what? Somebody's got to do it. I know. This stuff works. Somebody's got to do it. And why not me?
I mixed up. I was talking to someone about one of your phrases, and I mixed up your metaphors. I said, "But your grandmother lays her eggs."
Oh, no.
It was just no. No. Goodness.
So my grandmother hangs her clothes.
I know when the spiders lay the eggs, but it's mixed metaphor. I love your phrases, I just didn't get them right. There you go.
In the meantime, Rodrigo de Paul is coming up the field.
Indeed. Chester hat. Away with that. You go to the football. It's the only place you get away with that. Home with the 12th man, the Aggies. What's to say then? Rodrigo de Paul. Coming on. 19 of Argentina's 26-man squad have been called up for this one. They are stripped. We're seeing this young man. Now, he's very interesting because he's got a famous dad, Maynor Figueroa. He plays for Liverpool reserves, Erol Figueroa. He was a former US under-20 international. He moved to the Liverpool Academy from FC Dallas in 2016. We shall be seeing him shortly. Rodrigo de Paul comes on for Argentina, as does that young man, Kundo Medina, over juniors. Say young, he's 27. You get my age. So a couple of changes. Figueroa, looking forward to seeing him. Yet made his debut, but when the referee blows the whistle, it is a friendly, so he could still potentially change nationality back to the US. We're underway for the second half. It's a debut from Erol Figueroa. We are seeing Facundo Medina and Rodrigo de Paul on for Argentina. Speaking beforehand about just make sure everyone comes through unscathed. From Argentina perspective, ahead of their World Cup opener against Algeria, Tuesday the 16th in Kansas City. Don't see any need for that change. Nice little flick from Lautaro.
De lugares que hasta ahora no lo había encontrado tan fácil.
Argentina and Honduras.
Really nice move, and Almada unable to apply the finishing touch, but he did get some sort of touch.
Beautiful touch, really, and I look for Facundo Medina. His first participation and involvement in the game finds the run of Almada, and I'm thinking Thiago Almada doesn't need to take it first time. He actually had more time than he realized. He could have brought the ball down and give himself a better opportunity. Rushed the attempt, didn't make the contact that he wanted, still won nothing. Imagine that Facundo Medina has come on the field for Nicolás Tagliafico. And I'm thinking that Rodrigo de Paul came on the field for Valentín Barco.
He did indeed. Argentina on the front foot to begin this second half. Medina can also play as a centre back, has done for Boca. He's a left back tonight. Rodrigo de Paul, Messi's teammate at Inter Miami, former teammate Juliano at Atletico Madrid.
Can I tell you, these are important minutes for Rodrigo de Paul.
Sure.
For people that may follow Inter Miami and those that may not, let me just tell you, he hasn't had the best of seasons with Inter Miami. And by saying that he hasn't had the best of seasons, I really mean there have been moments in which Rodrigo de Paul has been underwhelming. And I think some of it has to do with the fact they won the title last year. It almost feels like job done with Inter Miami, and he was looking ahead to the World Cup, and there wasn't a whole lot of investment in the early part of this season by Rodrigo de Paul in his individual performances with Inter Miami. Well, here we are, days away from the start of the World Cup, and Argentina, and in particular, Lionel Messi, need the best of Rodrigo de Paul if they're going to be successful in this tournament.
There's been a common theme for anybody that's come to Major League Soccer over the years. Those who buy into it have usually been successful. Those that don't always last.
It felt like he bought into it last season and closed the season really well with Inter Miami, scored a goal in MLS Cup. But the start of the season has been very uneven for Rodrigo de Paul, and I suppose you can make the same argument for all of Inter Miami. But his performances individually, you're expecting a whole lot more. And Argentina are going to need a whole lot more than what he has given Inter Miami so far. This
Foul on Figueroa and the yellow for Lautaro. Had that challenge on Derek Moncada in the first half that he got away with. He didn't get away with this. Ouch.
Yeah, that'll do it. It's late. Comes over the top of the ball. Thiago Almada has more time. He's unable to bring the ball down. If he just takes a correct touch with it,
Stretch. Good move.
I think he can bring the ball down. And if he brings the ball down, then he gives himself a real opportunity. Wasn't the best touch of the ball.
86th cap for Rodrigo de Paul. Switch. Medina. Mara to Palacios. Space here for Lo Celso. Giuliano. Big chance. Awful attempt by Thiago Almada.
Oh, I think he's surprised he has so much time. That he's allowed and afforded the opportunity to turn. It's almost as if it's no longer instincts taking over. It's like, why am I so open? Why am I so open? I guess I have to rush. At some point, they're going to come and close me down. And eventually, he gets it all wrong.
He had a underwhelming first season at Atletico Madrid following his move off the floor. A lot of talk that it's one and done in Spain and he might be on the move again. In Atleti, if you're not going to be an integral part of their future plans, they'll make sure they don't lose money on you. They'll either get what they paid, 21 million, or a little profit. They'll not hang around any players that they seem as potentially surplus to requirements.
What I would say about his performance with Atletico Madrid this season, one, injuries were a problem, but beyond that, I don't think he ever really found what his role was in the team.
I don't know what position he was best at in that setup.
Correct. And so it's almost as if he's like, well, it's not quite a winger type, but he's not really an underneath guy. So he's not a guy that can have just freedom to do whatever he wants. And if it's not well defined with Simeone, he's not going to go out of his way to define it for you.
First bit was good by Rosales, the second bit not so much. Even tonight for Thiago Almada, he's kind of sometimes drifting, sometimes playing central. Right now he's kind of playing in that advanced 8, sort of 10 role. It's actually a little clip of Lo Celso's heels. Luis Palma, who's not known for his tackle. Neither is that man, Neil Maldonado.
Similar to Lisandro Martinez, he's late, the Royal is already gone, it's clearly foul and a yellow card. For a guy like Thiago Almada, not just, I'm not trying to drive the point home here or anything, but you would expect him to dominate games like tonight, for example. That he would be able to really stand out above some of these defending players from Honduras. And yeah, he's had a couple moments, but you never really get the sense of, man, this guy is something else. At least not based on what we have seen today or what we saw with Atletico Madrid.
There's Rodrigo de Paul trying to be the conductor of the orchestra. Lautaro. Mariano had made the run through. Has to reset, makes another run. Lautaro. Casa gets there first, and a heavy touch. Throw in for Argentina. It's a good bit of pressure, this. The Albi Celeste. It's intricate, but it needs to be an end product.
It's intricate, and it's very central. So there isn't a whole lot of space in that part of the field, and there isn't a whole lot of width to Argentina, which then makes it easier for Honduras to defend.
Finally, a bit of width. Almada drifting. See one thing about Jose Molina, he's got his Honduras team very well drilled. They know their roles. Behind for Lautaro. Little back flick. Chance for Juliano, it's 2. Lovely goal.
If you remember in the first half, Mark, I talked about skipping the pass out wide and finding the pass inside towards Lautaro Martinez. And it is in that movement of Lautaro Martinez and the recognition of the space by Giuliano Simeone coming from the right-hand side, far more natural for him to go from outside to in. The layoff from Lautaro Martinez, the run from Simeone, the initial run of Lautaro Martinez that opens a space centrally that is well recognized and sorted out and picked out by Giuliano Simeone. Little back heel action, good finish, 2-0. Well built by Argentina, well-deserved goal by Giuliano Simeone.
Yeah, super goal, super assist, and a super finish. Enzo's about to come on. A lot of Argentina fans in attendance. See if that's the only change that the team is going to make. If you see Messi, you probably don't see him until later on. ball. The first 10 minutes of the second half, Argentina were very good. Rivero, Alexis McAllister, they're not exactly weakening their team. Final instructions from Walter Samuel, who's one of Lionel Scaloni's assistants, along with Pablo Aymar and Roberto Ayala. Talented quartet players. Couldn't mess with Walter Samuel though.
I'm sure you could have a pretty competitive coaching match.
Yeah, right.
Before or after practice. A little small-sided game with the coaching staff.
I loved watching Aymar in that Valencia team in the early 2000s.
Long way from that with Valencia.
Oh dear. I'm trying to sell this Nuevo Mestalla as the only show in town. We want Messi is the cry from the Argentina supporters in attendance, and probably the Honduras fans as well.
Yeah. The fans at the stadium cannot hear me, but I would suggest that
I wouldn't hold my breath.
No. You get a glimpse of him on the field, it shall not be for long. Wide by Rodrigo de Paul. He's going to take it up that role that you asked him to.
Here's the thing with Thiago Almada. He's taking more of a central position here, right? And he's the guy that is supposed to give you some width down the left-hand side. If he's tucked all the way in, that means that Medina has to give you the width down the left. The problem is that I don't think Thiago Almada is such a good player in tight spaces that he becomes very useful to you in those underneath spaces consistently. So,
Back here by Palacios. A lot of players involved in this move. Medina is taken late by Melendez. Play on, Almada's layoff. And Lo Celso denied by the block. They look like they're going to create something every time they come forward, Argentina, in the second half. Been very lively.
that was a whole lot better for Thiago Almada. It was 1 and 2 touches, and more importantly, there was movement. Once he laid the ball up, there was actually a change of pace to get into open space in behind the Honduras back line.
He's dropping short and picking up space. Right across the face, and the header somehow stopped. Things are not yet over. Eventually Honduras get it away to Moncada. Figueroa. He's got a man inside. If he could have got it through, that could have been an opportunity. But now with a couple of bodies forward, they might be in position to be Argentina.
He was so concerned by the 3 defenders that were on him that wasn't able to get his head up and pick out the run, the supporting run coming from behind.
Going, Argentina 2-0 up, looking good. Rodrigo de Paul. The head of Lautaro and back Magane. You noticed anything different from the way Argentina have gone about their business in these 50 minutes of the second half compared to what we saw for the majority of the first half?
Quicker movement of the ball, and a lot more balls actually going forward first and then coming back rather than sideways and back. When you do that, then you push Honduras further back, which then allows the underneath spaces to be operated by guys like Almada when he comes into that space. Lo Celso has been really good on the turn. The
fact that you have the presence of Rodrigo de Paul from deeper then frees up Lo Celso to go and combine more advanced positions, and then all the activity that you get down the right hand side from Simeone.
6 changes, 7 changes, 8 changes for each side. Once you get into this. Well, Messi's not one of them. Here we go. Good luck, Mark. Thank you. Yeah, sure. Just numbers, isn't it? The bingo contest. This is, come on. I'd like to see a little bit more of Derek Buchanan. Look at this kid. This is an 18-year-old who I think we'll see a bit more of. That is off. Rodriguez is off. Arriaga's off. Alistair coming on off Celso. I'd say it's a lot better when they do it all at once, like this, rather than doing some drafts.
At this point, I don't know whether you're talking to me or you're talking to yourself.
That's why. Into the house. We're back underway. 22 players. Here's one. Enzo's on for Thiago Almada. While we were talking about the better second half. Here come Honduras. Bodies forward. Not the best option. His teammates are letting him know that.
The fact that we actually use the name of Flaco Lopez.
Will we stick with Osema, or will we go Jose Manuel, give his full name, or just Jose, or will we go Flaco?
Well, apparently it's Flaco Lopez.
Was Josh McGinn playing for Scotland earlier? John was unaware and his name had been changed.
Flaco Lopez.
Let's think of Jose Manuel. And they're still going. Some 3 minutes ago. Rodrigo de Paul with a diagonal, looking for Juliano. He might have a chance to capitalise on the opposition. Having made 4 changes. Not quite gelling just yet. Need to figure out where they're playing. Is this Argentina's back to 2 centre backs with Otamendi in the middle?
I imagine so, though if you had asked me that same question following the 2022 World Cup, I would not have thought that Otamendi would be around. And yet, give him credit. He's a player with all his experience at 38 years old, and he's still throwing his body around. He's still effective enough to play at a high level. I do think that isolated in 1v1 situations, you can take advantage of his lack of speed at this point in his career. He can be reckless with his challenges. He was that even when he was younger. Guti Romero is also a very reckless player and had a reckless season with Spurs. I don't think Lisandro Martinez is an improvement on that either. He too can be reckless, had a reckless challenge in the first half today. My concern would be who is the common influence in that center back position, who is the one organizing, who takes a leadership role, and I suppose it would have to be Nicolas Otamendi. So I took the cynic route, so I'll just go ahead and say, yeah, probably this is your starting back line for Argentina in the center back position.
You still got there quicker than the teams got to where they needed to be, having come out onto the pitch at the start. They walked along the line and then eventually took their positions for the national. World Cup squad number is 8.
Although when you start sort of reading signs, you're kind of thinking, okay, well, if Otamendi is your starting center back, why is he on the field right now? Does that then mean that he is completely off the game against Iceland and he doesn't play a minute as he is fully prepared for Algeria? These are the calculations that players are making.
Yeah, the player works things out.
They're working things out as the decisions are being made by coaches. And I'm trying to put myself in the mind of Otamendi saying, okay, when I fill out here, it must mean that I'm not playing against Iceland, which then in turn means that I'm potentially starting against Algeria.
Rodrigo de Paul. Away by Luis Vega. Didn't get enough on it, Alexis McAllister. Footwork. It's run out of room. Cooling break is brought to you by Celsius. I think the one thing we've definitely learned tonight is that it's not a good idea to play Giuliano on the left.
Now, does that look like a player who's about to come on the field?
I don't think so. I think those minutes might be against Iceland.
Yeah.
Tickets have been sold, seats are sat on. I don't think it was done in any way to try and maximise the crowd. He's honest, Scaloni, he said, look, you'll get some minutes, either against Honduras or against Iceland. To show up with the kids, you want to see Messi. He may, in some it's the opening goal. The penalty spot after a clumsy challenge by Melendez and Califico. This is a lovely goal.
Yes, it is. It's all back and through, good movement away from the ball from Lautaro Martinez, some selfish play, intelligent play, recognizing the movement of Giuliano Simeone, and also intelligent play from Simeone and understanding where the space was going to be for him. Good little layup, and then the finish from Giuliano Simeone. 2-0.
Does the World Cup excite you as a football fan? And I'm asking this question as someone whose nation hasn't qualified since '98, and 02, 06, 2010, 2014, 2018, 2022. I tried to enjoy it as a football fan because my nation wasn't there. How do you, as a Venezuela former player, countryman, fan, look at this World Cup?
I love the World Cup. Love the World Cup. That's why it bothers me so much that we haven't made it yet.
Yeah.
Because I would want us to have the feeling that these fans from Argentina have, and the fans from Scotland, and those that are preparing for the World Cup have, that anticipation that that sense of belonging in the big time, if you will, being part of the big dance. It's no fun being on the outside looking in, but that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy the World Cup. I certainly do. And some of my best memories of my time with my father and my brother was traveling in the '98 World Cup all over France, in which, by the way, I got to see our colleague Craig Burley playing for Scotland against Brazil. So in that sense, I love the World Cup. As any fan that enjoys the sport, and I want to get behind collecting the cards. I want to fill up the album. I want to watch the games. I want the drama. I want all of it. I also would want all of it with my country in it.
Yeah, sure.
I certainly would prefer that, but yeah, I love the World Cup.
It's a yellow card for Medina. In the game earlier today, Bolivia against Scotland, the second half was a non-entity. The first half was a good watch. The danger is when you make the changes at half-time, but this hasn't been like that. The changes were good. They didn't decrease the quality of the respective sides. The energy level is still there. Both sides forward, could have been on the left again.
Let's assume it's because of changes in personnel. They have to know that he is so much better and so much more comfortable on the right-hand side, Simeone. Because even in the run that ended up in his goal, that movement outside to in, that is so natural to him when he's playing on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he's able to recognize that from the left-hand side, because you don't see the field from the same sort of angle.
Side score a golazo. Glasses. Rodrigo de Paul. I'm sure Luis Palma just sitting off him is a good idea. Palma right now is just running around. Not as quick as he was in the first half. Corner kick. Alexis McAllister.
Alexis McAllister could use a few productive minutes to lift up his level of play. He was one of the many players at Liverpool this season that underperformed. And much like Rodrigo de Paul, he's going to have to elevate his level of play in the World Cup.
This corner kick is brought to you by Enterprise. It's the fourth of the game for Argentina. Taken by Rodrigo de Paul, but like the previous ones, Honduras have defended them well. Giving them so much space, and he can hit them. Strangely enough, even though it's his 86th cap, I would have taken the over if someone had offered me 3 international goals for Rodrigo de Paul. So he scored 2.
Earlier in his career, Rodrigo de Paul was a far more attacking, minded midfielder than what he has become over the last, I suggest, 4 or 5 years.
That's the age, he's 32 now. Axel Witsel, if he played much longer, maybe didn't go. Teammate of Rodrigo de Paul, Athletic. It's the furthest back you ever played in the game.
Right around where Rodrigo de Paul is right now. And I knew my time was coming to an end when that happened.
You just see a game very differently though from that position. Behind for Lautaro.
It's quite boring back there, let me just tell you. And it's all sideways and back, and let me just find the wide ball to the right back and the left back and net.
you.
me.
Somebody somewhere has got the Messi 10 jersey. As far as probably the kit man. As to whether or not it will be given to Lionel, where, to come on. Remains to be seen. Changes to come, including a change in goal. They've got Beltran. Come on. His first cap. Great goalkeeper. Making some changes as well. One of the other youngsters, Nicolas Capaldo, Tomas Aranda. Aranda also making his debut, the 19-year-old Boca. Capaldo, who plays for Hamburg, wins his first cap as well. Eventually. Yeah, once we work out which numbers, no, 15, no, he's not, he's 3, that says 5. 15's already been brought on, we're not bringing them off. 8-3. Okay, that might work because Joseph Rosales had a good first half. He is being replaced. The other one, you. Steve Canales is coming on. Two Argentina outfielders and the goalie are like, okay. A minimum of 25 minutes. I think the referee's just like, look, can we just take this free kick, then we can make the changes. Delivery from Jose Reyes. This is Luis Palma, who leaves it for Cole. Honduras is first. Extra couple minutes for Juan Russo. Try and keep the clean sheet. Miranda. Roberto Rivas. And that was it. Back to the subs. Hello, Ali.
Ah, boy. I'm not doing the math correctly. I don't think I have enough Honduras players in my sheet.
Who'd have thunk it that the number 10 in blue and white that played tonight was Luis Palma, not Lionel Messi. So far. Referee spotted something there, brings it back, stops Honduras. And back to this. Honduras are going to change, and Ivar, goalkeeper, will be placed on his placement. For Argentina, Beltran replaces Juan Russo. It's all names and numbers now, isn't it?
This is out of control.
The number 10 in blue and white goes off. We got a 6 and a 26.
1
players don't even know. Just go on. Don't come off yet. Luis Ortiz. Sure. Plays for Motagua.
I played against Motagua.
CONCACAF Champions League?
Yeah.
How'd you do?
Leaf tied 1-1 in Tegucigalpa, and then won in LA, the LA Galaxy, and advanced.
My favourite memory of the CONCACAF Champions League was doing a game late at night with Shaka Hislop, and someone in their wisdom had chosen the second leg, not the first leg, between Alpha United and Herediano. The first leg was 8-0.
Oh.
Second leg was a difficult sell. They get an early goal, you never know. Flash of legs and a free kick. This is time to get back to the subs. Real Aranda has come on for Ezequiel Palacios. Tomas Aranda. This is name is on the team. How many players have you got each side now?
I gave up, Mark. I leave it to you.
Well, the hardest worker of the match presented by Lowe's Home Improvement is you and I for the kid trying to get these. It's not really. Who is your Lowe's Home Improvement hardest worker of the match?
Oh boy. I'm gonna give it to. Goal and assist for Lautaro Martinez is good, but given that it is the hardest working, I'm gonna go with Giuliano Simeone. Scored a nice goal and was dangerous, particularly when he was on the right-hand side. I think he gives his team a different element and a sense perhaps of chaos in the attack that creates difficulties defensively for other teams, and I think that was in full display today against Honduras.
I think someone, if he'd stayed on the pitch, who would have been in contention for your hardest worker would be Valentin Barco.
He may have been,
But he went off.
and so doesn't qualify.
It's in the rules. It's now becoming the second half that we saw between Bolivia and Scotland earlier, whereby it's just stop-start because of changes and all sorts. But for the first hour, there's plenty of positives for Lionel Scaloni.
Can I tell you a random story about Tegucigalpa?
Please.
When we went and played Motagua, I didn't realize this in Tegucigalpa, but as we're about to land in Tegucigalpa, pilot comes on and says, this is a different approach than the usual, and we are highly trained for this, and
That's never good.
and you're kind of thinking, wait a minute, what are we talking about here? And sure enough, the plane kind of goes on an embankment kind of thing, and kind of goes into a valley, and it's a pretty rough landing. It's a short landing at the runway there in Tegucigalpa. And what I thought was more concerning than anything else is that as you are then taxiing in what is a very short runway, you see the leftovers of what obviously was a plane that did not stop on time. I hope by now they've removed it, but there was a plane who clearly had issues landing in Tegucigalpa. So if you're ever going to land in Tegucigalpa, know that it's a different approach than the usual stuff.
Keep Freitas on for Nicolas Mendy. Rodrigo. 5 to go, plus added time. Just a moment for
pass. Aldo's kind of playing on the left-hand side in front of Medina. Since McAllister's now more central. Manuel Lopez still leading the line. Just giving a wee shove as he can. Captain Palmeiras swing. World Cup as well for Julian.
Where's Julian Alvarez going to play next season? There's a question.
See, I've been enjoying Atleti's tweets.
They're entertaining. They're enjoyable. However, I don't know how much of a hard stance they can take if the player then says, yeah, I don't want to be here.
Can Barcelona afford him?
Well, I don't know that. That's a completely different question. The math for Barcelona is different than the math I was taught in school. But assuming that they can, if the player comes to Atletico Madrid and says, yeah, this whole thing with Simeone is not for me, then even though your tweets have been very interesting and enjoyable and funny if you are Atletico Madrid, it may end up that that's out of your control. So I'll repeat the question, Mark. Where is Julian Alvarez playing next season?
Atletico.
All right, there you go.
Not to say he doesn't end up at Barcelona one day, but
All right. No, that's all right. You don't have to qualify to come in. You've made your position clear.
just wonder who the replacement for Lewandowski will be. We've already got Anthony Gordon providing the service. Will they go back in for Rashford? But Eden's obviously got his position wrapped up.
That's another thing that doesn't make sense. They go and get Anthony Gordon, spending 50 million more than it would have cost them to just keep Marcus Rashford. In a player that is going to occupy a very similar position. I know, by the way, I don't think either one of them, if everyone's healthy, starts for Barcelona.
Yeah, one bid, quickly accepted. That's a decent hit from Tomas Aranda and a good save from Luis Ortiz.
Now they both feel like they participated in the game.
Yeah.
Dan takes it on the inside, tries to bend it out far post. Ortiz gets a good save on it, good hand on it. Corner kick.
Go to 26. Turkish Airlines. The man that had the strike, Tomas Aranda, takes the corner kick. Got up. Couldn't keep it down though. He's a threat from set plays. He can also be a threat to his own goalkeeper in his own box.
Yeah, threat to blow up a locker room too. His behavior this season with Spurs was something else, let me tell you. The team was struggling to stay up, and he took off for Argentina. Now, his behavior, not great, but the fact that Spurs allow him to do it, that's not great either. Now, some would say, well, he was injured, he wasn't going to play, but that's not the point. If you're a leader within a team, and the team is struggling, there's an expectation that you have to be part of the group, not just take off to Argentina and then nurse whatever injury you had away from your club team when your club team is about to go down.
I think we see something similar between Argentina and Iceland on Tuesday that we've seen tonight.
I think that will be the dress rehearsal, and we'll see something closer to what the actual starting lineup against Algeria will be.
Aldo is into it.
That'll do it. He went after the ball, got a minor touch on the ball, but got a whole lot of Honduras there.
Players seem to have forgotten that it's no longer a case of winning the ball is acceptable and it should be considered a fair challenge. That law changed many years ago. Looking for a consolation, Honduras. Could have a good fight, it'd be well organised tonight. Opened up from Jose Reyes.
My story about Motagua when we went to Tegucigalpa and he thought exactly about the same thing. Gavin Clinton, I hope my guy is doing great. Just send me a text message.
Probably just brought back flashbacks.
Oh, it wasn't a great landing, let me tell you.
Concerned about the pieces of the plane that you were visible out the window.
Gavin Clinton and I lived together in an apartment in Burbank, California.
Sounds glamorous.
It was not. I can attest and assure you that it was not.
Has Lionel Scaloni learned anything tonight, especially in the first hour?
No, I think it's just a useful exercise, and you got what you wanted out of Giuliano Simeone, you got what you wanted from Lautaro Martinez. Got some young players in, some made their debut, some got additional experience. More importantly, nobody got hurt. Useful minutes for a guy like Rodrigo De Paul and Alexis McAllister. Again, what you want out of this match is get repetition, get useful minutes. It's been all of that for Argentina. It's been a dominant performance as we expected it to be. Not as goal dangerous as I would have wanted them to be, but nonetheless 2-0 and comfortable.
Yeah, they don't play until Tuesday the 16th, their first group game, so a stronger lineup, a bit more intensity perhaps in Auburn on Tuesday against Iceland. The second goal was just a lovely, well-worked. Just joining us, first was from the spot.
There's also something to be said about the fact that you're getting closer to the World Cup, so players will go through the exercise but knowing full well that, all right, no need to take any chances or risk, and it's the same approach that Lionel Scaloni would take, hence why Lionel Messi didn't play today.
Honduras, no Messi, but no problem for Argentina. It's by 2-0. Messi was on the bench, but not risked. Likely to get some minutes. Certainly won't start against Iceland on Tuesday. Good workout. Scaloni and Jose Molina. Respective coaches. Lautaro's penalty. Juliano's nice finish after a beautiful assist from Lautaro back here. And then the last half hour was just lots of changes. 10 for Honduras and loads for Argentina as well. Did we see the World Cup winners tonight?
Not this version of Argentina, but maybe the one that we see against Iceland for the first 45 minutes or so. Argentina has everything that you want in order to, at the very least, reach the latter stages of the competition. Now, there's an element of good fortune that you have to have in order to win the World Cup. They had that in Qatar in 2022. It's a question as to whether they'll have that this time around. Is Divo Martinez making the big save against Randall Colomwani at the end of the World Cup final? if you go to penalty kicks in the quarterfinals against the Netherlands, as they did in Qatar? Are you advancing past that? Are you winning a penalty kick shootout in the final if that were the case? Those things, there's an element of good fortune that comes with that. So the tools are there for Argentina. There's a lot of experience, a lot of talent. They still got the magic of Lionel Messi, who can provide something special, and Lautaro Martinez, man of the match.
Presented by EA Sports FC 26, the world's game. A goal and an assist for Lautaro. Argentina get the job done. Excellent crowd at College Station at Kyle Field. They didn't see Lionel Messi, but they did see Argentina beat Honduras by 2-0. Morocco against Norway tomorrow. Argentina back in action on ESPN on Tuesday night in Auburn against Iceland. For Ali Moreno, I'm Mark Donaldson. We'll see you again soon.